So very first one I have for you, this one popped up this week as I had to send some video files, very large video files to people. Now you can share video files with the likes of Dropbox or Google Drive or OneDrive. But in this case, that was not something that they were confident with or could use easily. So this particular app called hightail.com was one where you can, it's free, and you can send large files. So all you do is once you've opened it up, you can see that it will ask you to sign in on the top right-hand side. So you just create a free account. And once you've created a free account, I wonder if I can sign in, I will show you this. Then you can upload any type of file. So like video files, large documents, large images, often photographers will use it as well. And you can see it's opened up a space now. All right, so to create a new upload, go up to the top right-hand side, click Create New, and a drop-down will come. One of the options in the drop-down is Send. So that's what you want. So certainly in this to box here, you write their email address, and you can have a subject line, a large file, whatever you want to talk to them about, a large file, so some sort of reference so they know what you're sending. You can pop a message in as well, and then you simply drag and drop your file into this black box area where it says drag files from anywhere. Once you've done that, hit send and away it goes. They receive a link which they can then click on that link to download the file, and you'll also get a link with that file so you know that it has successfully been sent. So that's all free. You can have a paid plan. Paid plans get additional options like letting you know when they have downloaded the file that you've sent, and you can also protect it with some form of password as well too. Excuse me. So really simple app to use, and it just eliminates some of the complexity that sometimes exists with the likes of Microsoft and Google tools for sending large files. This one is super simple. So that one there is called hightail.com. Now these apps and tools, just so you're not straining your eyes trying to read what's written in the URL bar, we will paste these into the chat. If you're not sure where chat is, it is that, I think I've spoken about it before, that chat icon at the bottom of your Zoom screen. It says chat underneath it. If you click on it, you will see there are people there already starting to chat, introducing themselves, and we'll drop all of those links into chat so that you can save it at the end of the evening. And you'll notice in chat at the bottom, there are 3 little dots. If you click on those 3 little dots, that'll allow you to save the chat. So you can save that chat any number of times. It'll still save it to that one document. All right, next app and tool that we've got is one that is becoming increasingly important for websites, and that is having privacy policies, terms and conditions, and there are legal requirements for when people visit your website. There is a plethora of stuff to navigate, particularly across countries as well. The European Union is one of the more rigorous enforcers of these type of policies, and some states in the US rigorously enforce it as well too, particularly California, and Australia and New Zealand are becoming more and more sort of rigorous in terms of requiring you to have these statements on your website. So you could go to a lawyer and ask a lawyer to draft you up, your terms and conditions, your privacy policy. Only problem with that is that these things do change over time as well. The services you connect to do change. So you need to let people know whether you have Google connected to your website, what sort of information is being collected. You have tools like Hotjar or any other tracking tools that are on the website, they all go into your privacy and terms and conditions as well too. So of course, if you've got a lawyer doing this for you, you need to let them know every time you're making a change so they can include those in the documents, or they need to know sort of beforehand so that they can include those provisions in those documents. Or you can try a service like this. So iubenda.com. So it's IUBENDA. Sounds like you've had a night out on the tips, doesn't it, iubenda? But no, it is a privacy and terms and conditions policymaker, and you sign up for it. It's very inexpensive to do. And once you've signed up for it, you can then go ahead and create your privacy policies and terms and conditions, and then install it on your website. If you've got a WordPress website, then it is simply a plugin, and it does work with a number of other different web platforms as well. And the policies and procedures are specific to the countries that you are serving. So, you know, if we live in Australia, you've got an Australian-based domain, you've got Australian-centric terms and conditions. If you're doing business in the US, or you happen to have your site based in the US, then you can use the US terms and conditions. As things change, they're very easy to update these from within your website as well too. So an excellent service, very, very inexpensive compared to hiring or getting it written by a lawyer and having it reviewed, any time there've been changes on your website. So well worth going to check out. And if you just go and have a look at the Start Generating button at the top or in the middle there, you can see how it does generate these policies for you. It'll ask you a number of questions. So obviously starting off with your website domain. And it's a series of prompts on the way through. So it'll ask you a series of questions about, things like where you're based in Australia. What sort of English do you need? Well, in this case, we'll go for UK English rather than US English. And then who are you targeting, worldwide, only your country, or you can select specific countries with it. And then you will have a look at, the sorts of terms or services you got on your website with e-commerce site, what type of site. So you really just select these. If you do make a mistake or not 100% sure, it's very easy to come back and alter them and change them so that you've got policies and procedures that are compliant with your website. So simple to use, and as I say, it does plug into your website. So that one there, it really is a must for if you've got a website these days. So that one there is iubender.com. All right, next app I have for you is, since we're talking about LinkedIn today, this one is called powerin.io, and it is an AI tool. There are a plethora of AI tools around at the moment, but this one assists you in commenting on LinkedIn posts. So the way this one works is you can tell it, you can start to give it some prompts about how you would respond, the sort of voice that you use. You can prime it with the phrases that you would typically use. And then you can set up sort of processes or a workflow in there to do things like look at, what sort of posts you want to comment on. And, what sort of tone of voice you want. Do you want to include an image with it or a GIF or sort of emojis or any particular hashtags with it? And then you can set it go. Now, the way this works is that it is an AI tool. It will automatically create comments on the post only if you switch it on. So you can keep that part switched off so that it starts to create those comments for posts. You can go in and edit them if it needs a bit of tweaking, or if you're happy enough with it, then you can just hit post, and then it will then go and post to your LinkedIn or to a LinkedIn post, and you can add your comment to it. So it's a good way to be able to hunt out those things that are contextual, that are good for your type of business, the things that you'd naturally post on, and those people that you are wanting to make a connection with. Because obviously one of the good ways to make connections with people is by commenting on posts and reacting to the posts they put up. So this one does have a 7-day free trial for you to have a look at it and see whether it is something that will work for you in your business, and to understand how this tool works. It is reasonably easy to use, but it does need a bit of training. So try it out with the 7-day free trial. So that one there is called powerin.io. All right, next one I have for you, for those that keep asking about SEO. It seems to be one of those things that works well, but is one of those things that's hard to know whether it's actually an art or a science, because it does rely on your content and what you write and how you write it, who you're targeting. But there is a tool out there called Surfer SEO, which is this particular one here. And the first thing it will do is you can use it to analyze your site. So it will analyze your site. You can pop in your site URL, and it will give you some recommendations about what to do to fix on your site. Haven't seen a site yet that hasn't got anything that needs to be fixed on it. So you can certainly start to pay attention to those things, those easy things, or the low-hanging fruit to help boost your search engine optimization. And then it comes through with suggestions about what you can be writing on and what sort of content is most likely to rank for you and help push your website up the or web pages up the search engine ranking. So they've got AI, again, an AI tool baked into here, and it does collate searches from across Google, and it's able to look at the keywords that you're trying to target, or those keyword phrases you want to target, and start to give you some idea as to whether it's a good phrase to target, whether it's likely to have a lot of searches then get up in the search rankings, or whether it's not. So it works on almost like a traffic light system. And if you get into the high orange or early greens, then you know you've got some good opportunities with it. So again, you can, with this particular one, hit the Start Now button, and you've got a free trial with that to have a look at it, see how it works. If nothing else, just do a review of your site to see what needs to be fixed and how you can really sort of get some of those low-hanging fruit parts of your SEO to get that working well for you. Or you can give it to your web developer and they will do it for you as well. So that there is called surferseo.com. And that brings us to the last tool for this evening. This is my favorite. So this one is called crowdper.com. So if you happen to run events or webinars like this one here, and that can be live events or online events, then this particular tool here helps to get user interaction, which is probably more important when you're in the online space because there are so many distractions out there. Who knows whether, and I know no one here is doing this, looking at another screen, checking emails, reading posts, or reacting to comments on Facebook or anything like that there. So I know in particular, Paul Sheaf wouldn't be doing that at all, as he's shaking his head. But this tool here,
my 4 screens.
Yeah,
on my 3 computers.
That's why I knew you wouldn't be doing that. So this one here is it's got a range of tools inside it. So you sign up for a free account, and once you've signed up for a free account, it'll take you into a dashboard, and it gives you a whole lot of options there to be able to use. So you can see that you can create trivia. So if you're running a course or a program, you might have some preloaded trivia questions in there. It can be competitive, which is survivor trivia, or it can be a countdown trivia. So you give people time so you can get them answering questions about the content that you produced. I should have done that tonight, maybe for Janine's content that she's talking about tonight, to see how well you're retaining it. But we've got quizzes, bingo, sort of live bingo. So you can have bingo that relates to your programs as well too. You can create polls, likes or dislikes, yes or no's. But the one that I like best on this is the last one I've got here, is a social wall. And what a social wall is, if I can, let me see if I can bring it up. I've got my experience. So I did create one of these earlier. So I've got a demo social wall. And let me just grab this link here. I'm going to drop this link into chat. So let's copy that link address. And let's find our chat, which of course it's disappeared into one of my new screens. I cannot find chat now for the life of me. All right, chat. Oh, here we are. Here it is. So let me paste this in here. So if you go to this link in chat, so if you click on that link in chat, then all you need to do is pop your name in, and then you can create a post. So you can see on the screen at the moment, these are some posts that Jenny and I created earlier on today to test it and try it out. And you can see that Janine has just created a post. It says meow. Oh, that was 34 minutes ago. So if you go pop some posts in now, it will now come up onto the screen. So this is really good for, if you're in a presentation or at a seminar or a program, If you want to make comments, you can make a comment in here. If you've got questions, you can use it for questions. If a presenter there is asking you to interact and maybe give your opinion or maybe an answer, you can use that for this as well. The great thing about this is that you can also connect it up to social media. Now, at the moment, it only connects up to Twitter. So you can have it connected up so that if anyone uses a particular hashtag, then it will put everything with that hashtag up on screen. So we see that Mrs. Red there is listening in tonight as she's drawing, and Rel loves this, LOL. So, but it's probably a little more limited just in this environment here, but you can imagine with something like this, if you're in a live seminar, you can have a TV screen up and have this up as a wall so that, as a presenter is presenting, then you've got these questions coming through on the screen and it's coming through live. So this particular tool, great if you are a presenter and you've got live programs and you want to get that user interaction and making sure that people are not checking their other screens on their computer as well too. So that one there is called crowdper.com, I think. Yeah, crowdper.com. And that there brings us to the end to wrap us up for our cool online tools for this evening. So, love to know, what was your favorite? So let's drop into chat what your favorite tool of the evening was. And while you're doing that, all of these links are in chat. They're in one handy place. They're the last chat that's there. So now is probably a good time, or short is probably a good time to save it with those three little dots at the bottom of the screen, just so you don't forget at the end of the evening. You can always save at the end of the evening, and it will just save to that same chat as well too. Now, one little tip, when you do save chat, a little link pops up and tells you where it saved it on your computer. Click on that, it'll open it up so that you don't have to worry about searching for it. All right, so drop in which was your favorite tool there. We've got them coming out. Now, of course, these tools we will post in the Business Owners Smash It Online Facebook group. So if you're not a member of that group, now is also a good time to go to Facebook, search for Business Owners Smash It Online, and go and click the join button, and we'll post all of these tools up there, and you'll see some of the past tools that are in there as well too. All right, what have we got? So we've got SEO is important. All the power in for LinkedIn, Crowdper, Ayubender, Crowdper. All right, looks like the terms and conditions and compliance are the ones that are worrying people there the most. And a couple of votes there for Crowdper. Awesome, excellent. All right, well, that is a roundup of our cool online tools for tonight. If you've got a tool that you think we should review here, let me know what it is. So send me an email, drop it into Messenger, and love to include that in on the show. If you've got a particular use for it or the way you use it, let me know what that is as well too. Helps me when I'm reviewing it. And of course, happy to credit you as being the person that introduced it as well too.